Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to install SQLite on Windows, create a task database, and connect it to Visual Studio Code using an extension. So whether you're working on small projects, learning SQL, or just want a lightweight database, SQLite is a great place to start. So we'll guide you through installing SQLite, setting up system path, creating a database, managing it through the command line, and viewing and editing it using Visual Studio Code. And let's get started. First, to be able to begin, just open your browser and try to search for download SQLite. So you should be able to see something like this. So as you can see, there are a lot of options available, but this one is the official website. So you'll just have to simply click onto that and it should go and redirect you here onto their download page. So you'll just have to go ahead and scroll in here until you find in the pre-compiled binaries for Windows, which is this part. So we have in here this one, the SQLite tools, which is a bundle of command line tools for managing SQLite database files, including the command line shell, this file in here, and many more. So you could also see the size into that one. You'll just have to simply click onto this and it will automatically download onto your device. So since I've gone ahead and installed it earlier, we'll just have to go ahead and try to install this. Now, once downloaded, just locate this onto your downloads folder. So we have the one here. So the next step that we need to do in here is to extract the zip file. So just simply right click onto that and there should be an option to extract it. So you'll have to simply click onto this. Right after, you should be able to see something like this. Click on extract again and then wait for this one to be finished. So as you can see, you should be able to see files like this inside the folder. So we'll just have to rename this first. Let's close this out and we have the file folder here. Right click onto this. Let's rename this. So we're just gonna name this SQLite, which is this one. Then right after, once you have renamed this, we'll try to move this to our C drive. So to move this, so let's highlight that and then let's try to cut it. So right click, click on cut, and then let's head here onto our PC and local disk. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to paste it in here. So as you can see, if you open the folder in here, this is the new file path for this. So we should be able to go ahead and try to add this already to our system path. So to manually add this, let's try to copy the address first, which is this one. Right click, then copy, and then onto our device in here, onto the search bar here, onto the bottom part, we're going to search for environment variable. So we have the first one here, which says edit the system environment variable. So let's click on open. So here on the environment variables or system properties, we have the environment variables here onto the bottom part. Let's simply click onto that to open this. And here under system variables, since we have user variables as well here. So under system variables data in here, locate the path one. So we have this. And then we'll have to click on edit right after. Just click on new and then paste in the one that we've copied earlier, which is the address of our SQLite. So we have the one here, and then click on OK. Click on OK again to save the changes. Now, right after that, once you have already completed the environment variable step, you can now run SQLite 3 from any command prompt window. So let's try to test this one. So let's open command prompt. Click on open here. And this time, let's try to type this one. So feel free to copy this, SQLite 3 test.db. So click on enter right after, and this will create a database file named test.db and opens the SQLite CLI. So as you can see, it did change in here. It is now SQLite. Then let's try to type in this. So this will create table, which is create table users ID integer and primary key. So feel free to copy this. So this will create a table onto your database, and to check that this one worked, just type in this dot tables. Click on enter. And as you can see, it did created a table for users here. So you should be able to see that, and to exit the CLI, type in this line or command line. So as you can see, we're back already here. Now, to install SQLite extension in Visual Studio Code, we need to download Visual Studio Code first onto our device. So here onto your browser, just search for Visual Studio Code. Then right after, you should be able to see the first option here. And if you open this, there should be an option to download this for Windows. So feel free to go ahead and follow the installation prompts for this until you will successfully install Visual Studio Code onto your device. So it is pretty easy. You'll just have to follow the steps that would be provided to you. So since I have installed Visual Studio Code onto my end, it's time to open this already. So we're just gonna search here onto my device, Visual Studio Code, and let's try to open this. Now, once you're in here or once you've successfully installed already Visual Studio Code and open this, it- it's time to go to the extensions panel. So you should be able to see that one here onto the side. So this icon in here is the extensions. You could also try to use the shortcut key, which is Control Shift X. So just open this, and then right after, it's time to go ahead and install the required SQLite extension. So let's start first with SQLite Viewer. So we have that one over here. So let's simply click onto this. And then right after, let's just go ahead and install this. So you should be able to see a prompt just like this, asking you to trust the publisher. So let's just trust the publisher and install this. And you'll just have to wait for this one so that we could proceed to the next one. So another thing that we could download here is this one, editor, SQLite editor. So we have different options in here. And feel free to choose this option here, which is this one, the SQLite 3 editor. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and install this, trust the publisher and install, and wait for this one to be finished. So those are the recommended extensions that are needed for your SQLite to go ahead and proceed using it in Visual Studio Code. So SQLite Viewer by Florian Klemper, and this one, the SQLite 3 editor. So once that one is done, or you have installed that one, it's time to open your project here in VS Code. So just locate it onto the file folder first, wherein you have gone ahead and save it. So let's go ahead and try to locate the file first. I think we have that one here onto our C drive on XAMPP. Then right after, let's scroll here and here on MySQL. Let's try to search for this first. Here on SQLite. So I've successfully located already the file earlier that we've created on the command prompt. So let's try to go ahead and open this on VS Code. Right click onto this one. Right after, let's try to open with this using VS Code. Oh, so I think this will automatically already open using Visual Studio Code. So let's just wait for this one to be open. And as you can see in here, it did open your test.db file earlier, and you see already the tables and data displayed in a user-friendly format since we have gone ahead and installed the different extensions needed earlier for SQLite. So let's try to close this out. So as you can see, you could type in the data in here. You could use a filter. Let's make this bigger. So you have this for ID. And here we have rows 0. So you could try to filter as well for this one. Now you could go ahead and try to edit or add new entries here onto your database here on Visual Studio Code. Right after, you'll just have to click on commit or save to apply the changes you've made. And that's just basically it. You've successfully installed SQLite, added it to your path, created a test database, and connected it in Visual Studio Code. SQLite is now ready to be used in your project, fast, lightweight, and no server setup required. And if you think this tutorial has been helpful to you, then don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video.